President Trump says he will postpone his State of the Union speech until after the shutdown's over, and that after Nancy Pelosi won't allow it during the partial shutdown. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice has been watching this soap opera take place, and he says, "Hey, Mr. President, why don't you come here for the State of the Union address with him?" Governor, what was the president's response? Do you know?
Well, I don't know right yet, to tell you the honest truth. President Trump and I are great friends, and I know he's got his hands full with probably the silliest and most ridiculous stuff I've ever seen in my life. This government shutdown is just hurting so many people, and really and truly, I go back to just this. What is he asking for? He's asking for something that will help all of us, to protect our borders, to keep the bad stuff out. And what is the other side doing? The other side is just hitting back and saying, no, because we don't like you. We're not going to do it because we don't like you. I mean, really and truly, the amount of dollars that he's asking for is a gnat on a dinosaur. And what this man has done to change our economy and everything, for crying out loud, why in the world wouldn't we go with him when he's trying to help? But to come to West Virginia, our Capitol complex is beautiful beyond belief. Our state is knocking it out of the park. We're the diamond in the rough that everybody missed and everything. You know, when I walked in the door, we were DOA. Right. That's all there is to it. But between the things that I've done and the great things the president's done and the great moves on the chessboard and God above, there's been a miracle happen in West Virginia. So it's a great place to come to. We're peoples that love him and we're, compassionate.
Yeah, but he's not going to come. But you understand this, too, Governor. You understand the mindset of a Democrat because you were one a short time ago. You just converted. Now, you have Senator Mark Warner, who's a big critic of the president, but he is open to building some type of border barrier. You have Senator Chris Coons said something very similar. And you have people like Steny Hoyer saying, we got 600 miles. I'm into talking about that, but Nancy Pelosi isn't. Lindsey Graham says that's hurting the Democratic Party. But is it or not?
Well, sure, it's hurting the Democratic Party. To be perfectly honest, Nancy Pelosi is so far out in left field that you can't even see her. And just to tell it like it is, there's so many of these elites, so-called, that absolutely are driving the Democratic Party, and good, solid Democrats and everything, conservative, solid Democrats, they're left out, standing there holding the bag because they don't know what to do. But absolutely it's hurting the Democratic Party.
So they're talking 30 Democrats, Blue Dog Democrats are talking about a big push to have a bicameral meeting among leaders to solve this problem. And right now we're 34 days into the shutdown. You started by saying your state's been hurt by this. How?
Well, our state is not impacted to the magnitude of others, but we still have people that are really hurting here and everything. And there's just no point in continuing this nonsense and everything. And I hope there are 30 Democrats that can think with a clear head and everything. I don't know that be the case. And, whether it be Senator Warner or whomever it may be that is saying, we really are open to some level of something. Let's see it. Where is it at? I mean, they need to come to the table. The reason I switched parties is just real simple. The Democrats were moving in a direction where you could get nothing done, and there was no hope whatsoever. My parents have always been a Republican. I'm an absolute solid conservative guy, and I'm really proud of where I'm at now.
Wow. Yeah, and Senator Joe Manchin is somebody they lean on, also from your state, to maybe bring the very liberal Democrats to the middle. We'll see if he can prevail. Governor Jim Justice, the president, I'm sure, heard your offer, appreciates it, but he's right now putting the State of the Union on pause. Thanks for joining us this morning.